Yo, what up, white gamers out there? The name's Second Heat, and bringing you guys another episode of Why Not Wednesdays, which is basically my newest weekly series of where I pretty much ask the question of the week. And the question of the week is gaming ever going to die? And my answer to that is no. And this is why.
Throwing frag.
You guys have not heard the next installment to the Borderlands franchise. People who believe that video games is a waste of time. So, the reason why I decided to come up with this question was because I was watching a video from Boogie2988, which I will be linking in the description down below, where he was basically talking about how there has been some rumors from basically outsiders, I guess you can say, in the gaming community. There have been articles been posted up talking about how gaming is somewhat dying, gamers are dead, and he was basically defending us, saying how gaming is not dead, gamers are still alive, gaming will always be alive, and I really agree with them, and there are a couple reasons why I agree with them, and we actually do see a lot of proof of it as well. First off, the term gamer, although some people might have like different points of views on the term, you know, some people might get a bit too heavily on it, like gamers should only be put toward the more hardcore gamers, those who really do game a lot. But in reality, gamers are really just going who plays games. It could be whether on the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Wii, Nintendo DS, the PSP, even your phone or your PC. If you're playing games, you're technically considered a gamer. Well, no, technically a gamer is more into it, is more in depth, but gaming is more one who plays games. So just having that alone will definitely tell you that, like, you know, gaming won't really die, because everybody loves to have fun, and gaming is meant to, you know, give you that joy. Gaming was always meant to be fun, even though some people may take it on the competitive route or anything. They're still having fun. You know, no matter what, in the end, it's all about having fun, no matter how you play. And I think that's a big reason of why gaming will never die, because everybody just wants to have fun. And that is what gaming provides us. Now, yes, there are other ways that people can have fun, but there are limitations to that, and I'll explain to you why. Normally when it comes to, say, like, other forms of entertainment, we normally look at it in the IRL, or the in real life kind of scenarios, such as playing sports, or, you know, just going out to like a party or something for entertainment purposes, something that you can gather around with your friends and just have a lot of fun. However, there are limitations to this, and the main one is that you're limited to only the people around you. Taking in my perspective, well, in my point of view, one of the reasons why I love gaming so much was because a lot of the people who I normally game with aren't really near me. Sure, there are a couple people who, like, I can see, you know, if I just drove up to them or something, but there are a lot more people that I play with that are like over half an hour away from me. Or then there are even some people like my boy NMS, well, no longer NMS, his name is It's Apollo. He lives in New York. I live in Florida. Okay, that's completely in different locations. Sure, we're still on the east side, on the east coast, but I'm all the way in the south side, he's all the way in the north side. There's no way we can ever, like, see each other in real life unless one of us were to fly to each other's places. That kind of limitation is not seen in the virtual world of gaming. Why? Because we're allowed to be able to play with anybody from across the world. You'll have some people in America playing with people over in Europe, and excuse me, and there are times where people won't even know that until they actually start, you know, having a better connection, till they start actually, you know, having that deeper discussion like, yo man, where you at, we should hang or something. And then they start finding out like, whoa, you're in a completely other continent from me, but we're still able to play like this, like we were best buds. And that's something always amazing about gaming, and that's a good reason why gaming should never die. Because to people somewhat like me, or even worse than me, I'm not that social. I'm not a social person who can just go out and just like party or just hang with people. Okay, I have a small amount of friends in real life, and thanks to gaming, I have actually a lot more. I think I actually have a lot more friends online than I do in real life, and that's pretty amazing, and that actually makes me feel very happy. That's why I am so addicted to gaming, is because I know that I have people to play with. Even if I am playing solo, I'm still playing online with a whole bunch of other people, and that always there's always room for conversation. You know, just a couple days ago, me and Apollo were just playing Black Ops 2, and all of a sudden we just run into this girl. You know, we were just talking and stuff, and then we were just having a lot of fun that day. We pretty much became friends at that time, and that was actually a good experience. And we don't even know, you know, we don't even know her actual name. We don't know where she lives. All we know, and I asked her how old she was, because I kind of had an idea of how old she was, and when she finally told me, I got it right. By the way, she was 15, and I got it right and stuff. But that didn't matter. You know, it didn't matter, because it's not like anything's gonna happen. We're just gonna have a good time playing video games. The age had nothing to do with anything. It was all in good fun. So that's a beautiful thing about gaming, is that, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter your gender. As all it is just you're just having fun with one another, no matter for how long. It could be for like one game, it could be for like, it could turn from like a short-term fun to now a long-term fun, that now you're just constantly playing every day you guys get on. And that's something very beautiful, that gaming can actually bring together friends, or bring together random people to become friends at any point in time, no matter how far or how close they can be. You know, there are even some times where, say you're at school, and say, you know, you were the outsider. You know, not many people hung around you, or you didn't want to like associate yourself with a lot of people because you didn't like how they were. But as soon as you get online, you may not know it, but you're actually having a lot of fun with some people at your school who actually shut you out. This somewhat happened to me when I started playing Call of Duty. One of my friends online was also going to my school. We kind of knew this at first, but we didn't really hang out that much at school. But as soon as we got online, we hung out almost every day. And that's actually something pretty interesting, that, you know, the virtual world can actually, it kind of takes away from that awkwardness that you might get from, you know, talking to people in real life. You know, there's no more of that, you know, what if he might judge me because of how I look or how I speak. No, when you go into the virtual world, the only thing that you can be judged on is sometimes your age, if you sound like a little kid playing a like mature game. But sometimes it can work out in the end. Sometimes you do just wind up becoming friends or just having a good time, and that's something that's very beautiful. And now I'm just gonna expand on my reasons, because I've been pretty, you know, pretty sucked into that one topic of how gaming can expand like friendships and stuff, and how it can bring people together. But I'm But even though you guys already get the point, I think that there are a lot more reasons why gaming it will never die. And one of the reasons is that we are seeing it getting so much attention in not just the gaming community, but in the outside world. We're seeing many events being hosted like toward gaming, like E3. E3 is one of the biggest gaming events in the world, where tons of companies come in and have conferences talking about, you know, the newest game to come out, or they want to demo something, they want to promote what they're creating. That's something that a lot of gamers love to go to, even some outside people who kind of want to get like a feel of, you know, why is gaming such a big deal, and then they start seeing these presentations and it's like, wow, this is awesome, this is amazing. You know, I'm very impressed of, you know, how real it looks, because that's something else that we're seeing, that further and further into the gaming community, I mean in the gaming world, we're seeing the quality just evolve to almost where some people can't even, you know, separate it looking from real life to virtual. It's almost, sometimes it's almost hard to tell, and that's very beautiful. You know, it can be scary at times as well, but it's pretty amazing how much the quality has evolved, and that's something that also can get people hooked on to gaming. Some things that we've also seen are the genres. You know, yeah, we all know the sports side, the first-person shooter side, the RPG side, but what we're seeing is that there's always a genre for somebody. You know, take Skyrim for example. Skyrim is one of the most popular RPGs to ever come out, and that was something that was constantly talked about. Why? Because you got to build your own person, you got to build your own hero. You know, you could choose the race, you can choose what kind of weapons you can use, you can choose the kind of armor, you can do whatever. You could be this OP person in the kind of, like, I guess you could say, like, somewhat medieval times, back during the Dragon Age. Kind of, I guess that kind of makes sense. But you get to be this person in kind of like your dream world, you know, constantly fighting dragons or creatures that we would never thought of. You get to be your own hero, you get to save the world, or save Skyrim. And it was just something that was always amazing, and RPGs are just something that really gets gamers connected, because they get to be who they want to be. We're also seeing in sports games, there are a couple people at the church I go to, well, actually no, a lot of people at the church I go to, who are such sports fanatics. And one thing that they get to do, because even though they love, it's mostly basketball, even though they love basketball so much, you know, they play a lot in real life, but something that they also get to do is they get to hang out at each other's places, and they get to play, you know, 2K, or, you know, sometimes also play the NFL game. I don't know what it's called. I think it is NFL, but it just brings them all together a lot more. And, you know, every time I go to church, I always hear them talking about it. Even though I don't play sports games, it's always interesting just hearing how just them playing video games has brought them even closer, and has caused them to like joke around and stuff about each other, and it just brings them together, and they become even closer than ever, all because of video games. We're also seeing genres like, you know, the first-person shooters, which is still taking off. We're seeing racing games, which is like really improving, especially with the next-gen consoles coming out. We're seeing a lot of new racing games coming out, and that's really getting a lot of attention. We're seeing, you know, just everything. And one of the good things about this is, and this is somewhat getting off topic of what I was just talking about, but YouTube is really promoting video games. It's really promoting the gaming community. Minecraft is one of the biggest games that ever came out. Why? Because of YouTube. YouTube is a way of promoting video games, and it's promoting the gaming scene a lot. And that is something that's very amazing, because I believe that if YouTube still exists, gaming will always still exist, because everybody constantly wants to see the new things that are happening in gaming. People want to see, you know, mods, which actually help gaming even more because it allows them to do even more crazy stuff. They want to see, you know, the latest gaming topics, just like what I'm doing now, which gets people even more into the gaming scene. People want to see people do silly things like, say, trolling somebody, or say in Call of Duty terms, hit the sickest clip or hit the sickest trick shot. They want to see people, say in the racing scene, you know, hit the sickest, you know, comeback or do the sickest drifts of some kind. They want to see something amazing that gives them even more hyped up for the video game. They want to see things that they want to try to do. They want to try to mimic others, and that will get them even further into the gaming scene. They want to show off what they can do in gaming to other friends that will possibly get them further into the gaming scene. They want to, you know, they probably want to convert others into gaming. And that's why I believe that the gaming scene will never die, because it is constantly evolving, it is constantly growing. We are constantly promoting games, no matter in what direction. You know, it could just be for the casual gamers. We're constantly promoting them and showing them how much fun you can have. We're constantly promoting games to the competitive scene, like all these Dota or League of Legends, StarCraft, I guess you even say Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield, Super Smash, Tekken, Street Fighter. So many games are being even more promoted to the competitive scene, and the competitive scene is really showing the people on the outside that this isn't, that, you know, this is actually a lot bigger than you think it is. It's not just, it doesn't just have to be, you know, oh, let's just hang out and just play. No, it can also be, hey, let's form a team. Hey, let's compete. We can make money off this. We get sponsors. There are more and more people wanting to sponsor the gaming scene. I made a Tekken's Top 3 of the Week a couple weeks ago that actually got a lot of views, which I was very surprised about, kind of probably because of the title, where it mentioned how YouPorn wanted to sponsor a gaming team. That's pretty insane. A porn site? I know that sounds ridiculous, but dude, people on the outside are really wanting to get into the gaming scene because they're seeing how well it's evolving. That is just something that blows my mind, how people on the outside now take Nadeshot, one of the most popular Call of Duty competitive players in the world. He's being sponsored by Red Bull. Red Bull is one of the biggest sponsored energy drinks that sponsors people who do real life sports, people who do racing, skateboarding, any of those kind of X Games stuff. They sponsor those kind of people, and they're now sponsoring a competitive gamer. That just shows how much attention the gaming community is getting. It just shows how much gaming is still growing, that soon anybody who is anybody will be playing video games, no matter how old they are, no matter what gender they are, no matter what race they are. They're gonna see these video games and they're gonna be like, whoa, this is amazing, I want to play this. And it just boggles my mind to see how much we've grown from whenever gaming started back at the Atari stage all the way till now. And some people may say that gaming is, you know, is going bad, that, you know, there are a whole lot of bad people, there are a whole lot of bad gamers who are constantly bashing one another and stuff. The only reason why they say that is because normally the good people don't like to promote themselves of being good. However, the bad apples are normally the ones who are constantly trying to show off of how bad they can be, and showing off yourself really does give you a bad rep sometimes, depending on how you are, you know. And that's why some people say that gaming is dying, because of how bad people are showing off themselves, even though there are a lot more good people than there are the bad. But it's the bad people that are showing themselves and giving the gamers the bad reputation we're getting, and that's something we cannot have. We need to rise up, and we need to show people that gaming is a good thing, that gaming is not separating us, that gaming is the future. I know that sounds pretty far-fetched, but it's the truth. Looking at how like the technology is growing with gaming, how we're having the Oculus Rift, how even the Kinect, the Wii, how they're doing all these groundbreaking things, you know. Who would have thought that we would ever have like these iPad touchscreen things to control how we play our video games on the TV? Who would have ever thought that we would have these somewhat camera looking things I'm looking through right now to affect how we play video games, how they're actually these party style like technologies. Look at the Oculus Rift. This is the future of virtual reality. You know, we could just simply put these things on, and all of a sudden, wherever we look around, we're looking through the video game. We are becoming more and more, you know, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, because it's just too good. It's just too amazing. It's too amazing to put into words. And I know I've been talking for a very long time. It's been over 20 minutes, but it's just such a big topic that it's hard to just bundle up in, like, say, a 5-minute commentary. So I'm sorry that, you know, I may have spent a bit too much of your time. And if you did make it this far, then that also shows that you also agree with me, or that you wanted to, you know, hear what I had to say, because you wanted to give me a chance, because you too have the same passion that I do for video games. You love video games, and even if you might not have the same point of views that I do, you still have a point of view of gaming, and that's good, because we are all human, we all have opinions, we all have point of views on whatever topic it is. And if you want to put out your point of view, please do in the comments down below, and we'll have a mature conversation about it, whether it's also for what I said or maybe even against what I said. I'm not going to hate on you. No way. I'm never going to do that unless it's something that really ticked me off and something that really pushed my button, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave a like. Please leave a comment down below on what you feel about this topic. And if you want to see more Why Not Wednesday videos, then please do subscribe. I'm very close to hitting the 100 sub count. I really want to hit that milestone soon. And yes, until next time, this has been your boy Taking Heat, and I'm out. Peace.